OpenAI's GPT-5.5 really delivered one major blockbuster release. 13 plus hours of execution, and one agent actually can call 300 sub-agents. 14 million Americans have not been going to the doctors, instead were relying on AI. Hello everyone, welcome to one more episode of Unlocking the AI Advantage podcast, the AI Entrepreneurs YouTube channel episode, and of course our newsletter, AI Entrepreneurs byline. So this is your host Ramesh Zanta. So you can follow up on the podcast or the YouTube or through the newsletter for the material that I'm going to cover in this episode. So this has been a pretty eventful week, I should say, the last few weeks. So I'm going to cover some major announcements made by some big guys. And we will also go into some of the new skills-based training that has come out that you can take advantage of. And we will end with some of the jobs that are being listed out there that you can potentially apply and look into. So you get an idea of what's happening in the AI landscape. Without further ado, let's get into. One of the major announcements that happened over the last few weeks is OpenAI's GPT-5.5 release. I have been following lots of GPT releases, but this is very, very different, right? In this age of agentic AI, so GPT 5.5 really delivered one major blockbuster release. So how is it different? So this is the one where it understands your goals and figures out what is needed to complete the task. And as I go into different things it does, it actually, checks its own work and then it actually completes the task, right? All on its own. So it's in OpenAI executives' words, it will do more with less guidance. So what all things it can do? So number one, it can write its own code and debug its own code, right? Depending on the goal that you have, it will actually write the software and it will check its work and it will debug the work. And to do the work, it will pick the appropriate tool that's necessary. And then it will seamlessly go across the different tools. And if it needs to, it will research the web on its own, okay, and collect the data that's necessary to complete the task. And actually, it will analyze the data that is collected by researching. And at the end, it will produce the output in the document, in the format, in the spreadsheet, whatever, that you need. It could even be a presentation material, right? All of these things are happening in GPT 5.5 to complete the task that you want intended, right? So this is what agents do, and GPT 5.5 actually delivers on this one, right? It's operating the software directly, independently on its own. And of course, all of this is happening with less guidance. And as I said, this is different. GPT 5.5, you have not tried it out. You should try it out. It's a different release, all right? That's number one. And the second major release that happened in the last few weeks is a Moonshot AI's Kimi K2.6 release. In the scope of all the large language models, all the foundation models releasing agentic multi-agent based kind of capabilities, so Kimi also is similar vein. It can do 13 plus hours of execution, and one agent actually can call 300 sub-agents, and it can also do 4,000 tool calls, so as part of the release. And by the way, this is not an exception what Moonshot AI is doing. So if you look at Anthropic's Claude Code, can do multi-agent based, and then also long horizon coding, and then OpenAI's the agent swarm architecture can call multiple agents. So all of these are coming out together to do the complete tasks from end to end with less guidance. And then I think Moonshot actually shot an arrow across, with its Kimi's unveiling here in terms of 13 plus hours of continuous coding And so, so multi-agents, like 300 agents, sub-agents that can be called in the context with other architectures like OpenClaw and those kinds of things. So all of these things are happening in this realm. As I mentioned, the previous one where GPT 5.5 release also similar vein as well. So lots of these things are happening, and these are happening at a much more rapid pace, as you can see. All right, so that's about the second major release. Actually, there is one more, I would say, release that also came through in the last few weeks, and Google did not want to be left behind. So what they have done is they have turned Gemini into a deep research engine. Okay, so what does it mean? So with the 3.1 Pro, so it can now actually do a deep research, and it can combine the web research with the proprietary data streams, and it can produce the output in the format that you want after the analysis and all that stuff. But now, so the 3.1 Pro actually, can be turned into a research agent with very deep analysis that can be done. Right. So again, Google didn't want to be left behind. So what can all do? So it actually built for more realistic domains, like, for example, practical domains, I would say, real estate, finance, and those domains can be used for this deep research. And enterprise workflows can also run with the Gemini 3.1 Pro. Okay. So that's a third one that came through during this time. So now that all these big guys are coming up with new capabilities, the question in my mind is, so what am I going to do? How am I going to get up to speed on all these things that are coming on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? So for that, I'm going to give you a couple of tips, a couple of things that are happening, hopefully will help you. So number one is Google, in combination with Kaggle, is coming out with an AI agent intensive vibe coding course, June 15th through 19th for 5 days. Okay. So it's going to teach how to design and build AI agents in this intensive course. And the things that I really like about this one is that it's free. So no cost. I mean, that's what I really, really like. And it's focused on agents, right? Because all the work that's happening out there is on agents, and then this one focuses on agents, and it's no longer about prompts, as you can see. And it's a combination of Google and Kaggle, two really big names out there. And for people who want to have practical exposure and then practical use cases, this is right in their alley. And by the way, so this is all about upskilling ourselves and reskilling ourselves. Check it out. And in our newsletter, actually, we cover these kinds of things that are coming out so that you can take advantage of. So this is covered in the AI Entrepreneurs newsletter, and I also posted on LinkedIn. By the way, if you're listening to it and if you want to connect with me, if you have not connected, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Look for Ramesh Danta. And by the way, you can also check AI Entrepreneurs page on LinkedIn as well. It's growing in popularity, so our followers are increasing. And if you want to connect to either one of them, so please go ahead and do that. So it's a Google and Kaggle, June 15th through 19th, a 5-day intensive vibe coding focused on AI agents. By the way, one other training that I found very useful is also coming out from Google. And this one is actually targeted for small business owners. So this is AI for small business. So, and then you can see the link in the description. It's grow.google.com/AI for small business. Actually, what I like about this particular training, it's not very technical. It not talking about agents and how to build agents and that kind of a training. It's more about how do you use AI for a small business. It's about data analysis that you could do. How do you use the tools for better communication? How do you create content? And if you really want, and how can you actually build apps as well? And then how can you do research and then get insights, right? It's more about the business focus training. And again, this is for free. And at the end of the training, you will get certificate. So this is AI for small business from Google. I think this is really, really useful for business owners if they're worried about being left behind as the AI is advancing. So this is a good one. Please check it out. So while talking about AI, one industry that actually rapid advances are happening is healthcare. And healthcare AI, lots of investment is going there, lots of innovation is happening there. But while that's happening, there are certain doubts that are creeping up as well. And by the way, so we have a very healthcare focused newsletter, AI Health Tech Insider. So if you have not checked it out, please do check it out. And then we are actually advancing on the 100th edition of the newsletter in terms of how many we have produced so far. It's very focused on health tech and the AI in healthcare. So a couple of things that we profiled there in the recent newsletter editions are, number one, that Nature magazine came out with, I would say, doubts about the effectiveness of AI in healthcare, right? So this, I think, probably a blockbuster report that is questioning, where the use cases are and how the, advances are actually benefiting the patients or not. So that is actually a good article that we covered recently in the Health Tech Insiders that came from Nature. And that's one. And then secondly, another one that came out recently, a report that approximately 14 million Americans have not been going to the doctors, instead were relying on AI for counseling, for some research, and to get over some of the problems that they have. And that's a very significant number. And it probably a combination of people who can't afford to go to the doctor for whatever reason in the area they are in, they don't have access to healthcare, or they're hesitant to go. But examples that they give and what these 14 million Americans are using the AI for health tech for main ailments, getting some relief or kind of solutions from AI, right? The question here is, are they really benefiting from it? So that study is not complete in terms of have they been benefited or not. But the fact of the matter is that 14 million people have at least skipped one doctor's visit, instead relied on AI. Okay, so those are the kinds of stories that we are covering. And lastly, let me end with the section on the jobs that are there. Again, in the Health Tech Insider, you would see, for example, Hippocratic AI is hiring, and Abridge Software is hiring in the healthcare. Coty, healthcare native APIs for speech to text. So these are all the different companies. So one is established one like Hippocratic AI, and Coty is a startup that's out there. So these are all jobs that are being there. And then we cover these jobs that are coming out in a health tech newsletter, as well as the AI Entrepreneurs newsletter. So hopefully you got enough information to benefit from what's going on in AI, both in the healthcare space as well as non-healthcare space. If you any other topics that you want to get from us, please let me know in the comments in the YouTube or anywhere else. And with that, Ramesh Danta signing off for today.